Alright, we have the level 55 Blue Mage quest given to us by Martyn in Ul'dah called Bolt from the Blue, B-O-L-T, Bolt. Sorry if my pronunciation made it hard to understand. I don't remember what spell. I think we needed to get... Oh, let me see if I can remember. Northerlies was the previous one. I know I talked to him yesterday. He'll probably say it with... But I want to see if I can remember really quick. Nope, don't remember. Here we go. Cutscene. Whistle. Duh. Learned whistle then. I reckon it'll prove handy in our next lesson. I already used it in front of you in the previous lesson, but okay. Let's make our way to... Darlings, just the mages I was looking for. Probably the lady who runs the masked carnival and the new financial backer. I have the pleasure of giving Master Fyrgeiss a guided tour of the Celestium and our facilities. Perhaps you would be so kind as to join us, if you are not otherwise engaged, that is. Martyn is a little bit shocked. Busy? Not at all. Why, Mercy and I are free as proverbial birds, aren't we? I shrug. I only ask that you allow me a few moments to prepare the Blue Mages Guild for Master Fyrgeiss. After all, it's not every day that we welcome such esteemed guests. Actually, it is the Celestium's pit fiends that I am most interested in, where they are kept, how they are captured, and so forth. As you wish, I shall introduce you to the Celestium's associates. And after that, I can explain the vital role of the Blue Mages Guild, says Martyn, kind of wringing his hands behind her. On second thought, perhaps just one of you will suffice. Mercy, why don't you come with us? It would be a wonderful opportunity for you to see what goes on behind the scenes to maintain our menagerie. I give her a nod. As I am already familiar with the inner workings of the masked carnival, I shall use this time to prepare a spectacular exhibition of blue magic mastery, especially for Master Fyrgeiss, says Martyn, and he runs off. Without any further ado, please allow me to lead the way to the Goldsmiths Guild, says Royse. Fyrgeiss nods. They walk off, I walk after. Hey, walk softly. Go. Oh, sprint. Why not? And then outside the Goldsmiths Guild, we have Royse with Fyrgeiss and a gregarious goldsmith. Yeah. The Goldsmiths Guild provides many of the mechanical combatants that appear in the masked carnival, such as arena Vikings and various other automata. Ever since the Celestium first began placing orders for mammoths, our artisans have been racing to keep up with demand, says the goldsmith. Most of them are constructed according to Charlian designs, and even the more simplistic configurations are remarkably complex. Nevertheless, we have endeavored to improve on the currently available models with a range of combatants, as per Mistress Royce's instructions, that are guaranteed to send all but the most battle-hardened contestants running to their mothers. Naturally, the mammoths must be kept in good repair, which can be somewhat costly. However, we strive to have as many parts as possible forged here in Ul'dah to reduce maintenance fees. The Goldsmiths Guild also negotiated the purchase of several Algan relics from the Sons of Saint Coinac, including the gladiatorial and bestial nodes that appear in the masked carnival. Charlian and Algan technology, eh? Fascinating. I am sure you will be equally impressed by what I have to show you at the Thaumaturge's Guild. This way, please. Ooh, hey, teleport right there. The teleport is right in front of you. Speaking of this guild, I'm trying to figure out... like where the next, what's the word, Hildebrand quest is. I'll find it someday. I don't think I'm going to search for it online. I think I'm just going to wait till I find it naturally. Inside the Thaumaturge's Guild, we once again have Royse, Fyrgeiss, and the studious Thaumaturge. It is no secret that the Thaumaturge's Guild regularly summons a variety of void scent as part of their experiments, which we at the Celestium put to good use. The Thaumaturge, who is male, Lalafell. Under normal circumstances, we would not permit that such hellish creatures be allowed to leave the confines of the guild, but in Mistress Royce's case, we are willing to make an exception. Several exceptions, in fact, and continue to do so. Once a void scent has served its purpose, we must either dispose of the creature or send it back through the void gate. The Celestium, however, possesses the means by which to contain them, such as magic cages, shackles, and members of staff sufficiently trained in the dark arts. In addition, the transfer of void scent to the Celestium's facilities is carried out under the supervision of the Order, to prevent any mishaps. Jolly good. I see that the proper steps have been taken to ensure the safety of the audience, not to mention Ul'dah at large. It would seem that I have little cause for concern. As a matter of fact, Ultros and Typhon, who are said to be the result of the experiments carried out by the Guild, have both appeared in the Colosseum and are now part of the masked carnival. For slavering spawn of the Netherworld, they are remarkably cooperative. However, most of the Celestium's beasts have far more earthly origins, though they are no less deadly for it. A brief visit to the quicksand, the last stop on our tour, will reveal how we go about acquiring such creatures. Alright, Dodo. It's been a pleasure. What gives me... Wind up Alphino. I think it's been long enough. Come on, Alfie. Booty Hops. Interesting name. Interesting name. Obviously. Well, maybe not obviously, but it is one of the... I think they're called Viera? The bunny ladies? Or are the Viera the ones with like the coral growing out of their heads? Like, no. Actually, I should attempt to create a new character just to see what the races are so I can get it ingrained in my head better, but... inside the quicksand, which is like the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'dah, we have Royse, a grizzled adventurer, and Fyrgeiss. The grizzled adventurer is just a dude who kind of looks like he could be a rogue, maybe? Can't really tell. Our contracts with the various branches of the Adventurers Guild ensure a steady supply of battle-ready beasts from a wide range of locations. You think killing a wild behemoth is tricky? Try not killing it, trussing it up, and dragging the bloody thing all the way back to Ul'dah, says the adventurer. Ah, this one here knows what I'm talking about. I bet you've done your fair share of that. Tying them up with rope, chucking them in the sacks, that sort of thing. I give him a nod, I guess. It's hard work, to be sure, but the coin's all right. We only use the very best adventurers, and in the event of any accidents, well, we simply hire more to replace them. Wow. Excellent. No point risking your own staff, now is there? And might I say, I'm very impressed indeed by the lengths you go to in order to thrill your audiences. Clearly, no expense has been spared. The Colosseum also has its own menagerie, but in terms of sheer variety, it pales in comparison to the masked carnival. Yes, it seems that the Celestium is worth every gil I have agreed to invest. In fact, so overwhelmed am I by your professionalism, I am willing to increase the amount. Master Fyrgeiss, your confidence in our operation will pay dividends, I assure you. Now, I believe that Martyn will have finished preparing for his demonstration, so that he may give a glimpse of the entertainment we can expect from the great Azurlo and his promising students. She walks through me, as does Fyrgeiss, and the grizzled adventurer is just like, oh, I guess you're done with me. Just a weird shrug. Not that weird, I guess. Is Martyn back where we... Okay, hey. So we'll teleport back to the Miners Guild. I walk softly. Go. Talk to Martyn to continue. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. You are about to bear witness to a spectacle the likes of which Ul'dah has never... Perhaps some other time, my dear fellow. One of the gladiators under my patronage is due to make his debut in the masked carnival. Would you all care to accompany me? The contestant of whom I speak has achieved great success on the Blood Sands, and I personally am rather proud of him. What say you, lad? It would be my pleasure. He kind of hangs his head. Cutscene goes black, or shifts over. Okay, we're shifting to a new scene. We have Ultros, I think the purple squid guy or octopus guy, and a two-handed sword wielding. Gives one slash and Ultros is down. He's got like really heavy purple and black armor and that big great sword. The announcer, incredible! Siegfried claims victory in his masked carnival debut. This rising star of the Colosseum takes his name from the swashbuckling hero of myth, and as you can see, he certainly has the skills to match. Martyn looks a little bit down, despondent. Fyrgeiss nods. Siegfried turns to point his great sword at Martyn. What's this? Siegfried is issuing a challenge to the great Zuro. Champions of the Celestium and the Colosseum are to go head-to-head in a clash that is sure to set the arena ablaze, maybe even literally. Martyn seems to be up for the challenge. But the cutscene fades to black. And we talk to Martyn to complete this quest with another cutscene. Bloody hells, I only went to watch and I end up getting roped into a match with some sword-waving oaf who's trying to steal my audience? Just my sodden luck. Royse is trying to explain something to him. He's talking back to her. Siegfried, who is a Rogadin with white hair, comes following Fyrgeiss. What a show that was, though it would seem that the best is yet to come, says Fyrgeiss. Siegfried has several, mostly like north-south scars on his face, like 5 total. Allow me to introduce the man behind the mask. I present to you the commander of the Stone Torches, my eldest son, Zernberg, sorry. Z-I-R-N, Nancy, Bravo E-R-K. He gives a little bow. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. If I may be so bold, might I inquire as to why one of the most decorated gladiators of the Colosseum would enter the masked carnival? As I am sure you are aware, the Stone Torches serve as Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern's private security force, offering protection for our various mining and freight operations. The soldiers serve with pride and honor, yet the rather humdrum nature of constant guard duty makes it a less appealing prospect in comparison to working for the Brass Blades, whose reputation for bribe-taking and extortion attracts many would-be sellswords in search of a quick gill. His son nods. I am in need of fresh recruits, and the Masked Carnival offers a unique opportunity to showcase the martial prowess of the Stone Torch's finest. Your showy fireworks make for good entertainment, and the coin of your devoted followers will be most welcome. Once they arrive to see your match with Zernberg, he will demonstrate the superiority of the Stone Torches. Martyn takes a step back. Strapping young men and women will be flocking to join my army, while I rake in the gil from the ticket sales. What could be more perfect? I have the popularity of your blue magic to thank for this opportunity, but beyond that I have no interest in your parlor tricks. Nevertheless, I shall be taking a keen interest in your match with my son. Until next we meet. Zernberg, I think, takes a little bow again and walks off. Took his helmet off, that's how I saw the white hair and Rogadin-ness. Thal's balls, this evening just gets better and better. To think I passed up the chance to train my apprentices for the sake of that smug, shite-eating windbag. I think I owe those two an apology, says Martyn. Royse steps out a couple. That can wait. You need to keep your mind on the match. Who knows? You might even win. And then Fyrgeiss will have to eat his words. Might even win? Why, the thought of losing never crossed my mind. When I'm finished with that over-muscled Oryx, his own daddy won't recognize him. I'd expect nothing less from the great Zuro. Of course, I'll have to shuffle the schedule around to open up a slot for your fight with Siegfried. I need you to be in top form, so do whatever it is you blue mages do to prepare. I think this will be a level 60 thing, so like we'll probably have 58 as the next quest, but we'll see. Did you see the size of that Zernberg bloke? I don't fancy getting on the wrong end of that sword of his. I'm not saying it will, but if anything were to happen to me before the match, I'll need you to take my place, like that time with Wastrach. I shrug and like shake my head, but I'm not looking forward to this one bit. Maybe I should try taking my mind off of it by concentrating on the guild, starting with Pionda and Nutiba's next lesson. I've got a few loose ends to tie up first, so why don't you go and learn Exuviation in the meantime? Already got it. You never know when a decent healing spell might prove useful. Exuviation with Healer mode, which is Etheric Mimicry Healer, I think it goes up to a 200 potency cure, I think, but it also removes status effects on you, so it's awesome. Now go, Mercy. 12,675 experience points, 855 gil. Quest complete. So you better believe I will be doing the without being in healer mode. I already have it on bar. It's 50 potency. Sad, but it still does remove detrimental effects from you and nearby party members, and it's only got 200 MP cost. It's under the global cooldown to cast it, and it goes to 300 with the potency or with the Etheric Mimicry Healer. So pretty awesome. I have it on my bar basically all the time. There's very, very few situations where I can't use it. Like it's not a high star spell. Like it's not 4 or 5, so I couldn't use it in an achievement I was doing previously. Yeah, it's only 2 stars, but that achievement that I did, I think that I only could use Gobskin as my heal, well, quote unquote heal spell. But then I also realized to do that achievement, I actually wanted damage more than I wanted the Gobskin. It wasn't a fight. It's the one where you fight 2 like big giant things, and there's a bunch of barrels. It's one of the Midsummer Night's Explosion, I think it's called. But yeah, much more doable in damage mode, because you get the 20% extra direct hit rate and crit chances. I think it might actually does it just flat out increase your damage also? Etheric Mimicry DPS, increasing crit and direct hit by 20%. Augments certain blue magic spells. Okay, that's all it does. Okay. It's the other ones, like Tank Mimicry increases defense and augments some spells. Etheric Healer increases healing potency by 20% and augments some spells. So not only with like Exuviation would you go from 50 to 300, but you actually get 360 because it's... Did I do that? Yeah, I did the math right. Because it increases the potency of all your heals by 20%. So, cool stuff. Blue is very intricate and fun. I am partially sad I didn't pick it up earlier, but like at the same time, I think I might have picked it up at the right time because I wanted to get through all the story as fast as I could while enjoying it and absorbing it, and I think I did that pretty well. I am currently on To Be Continued. I've reached the very end of the storyline as far as the current expansion and its currently released patches, would say. But yeah. Anyway, I will make the next video very shortly. I'm looking forward to it. I will see you guys soon for that. Bye bye for now.